Hello everyone, I'm a 17-year-old electrical apprentice, and today I'm going to be showing you my tool loadout and all the tools I take to work with me. Here I have the double T-stacking system, and this is what I store all my tools inside. At the top of my T-stack I have the tote, which is where I keep my hand tools. I've got firstly the Weira slimline screwdrivers, really good set of screwdrivers, best ones I've had. I've tried the Stanley ones before, but these ones are great because they're slimline, so they fit into tighter spaces easier, and generally, Weira, they seem to be the best screwdriver set I've seen so far. Next, I have the Stanley Spirit Level. Generally a reliable spirit level, only about £15 off Amazon. And you can drop it, I've dropped it a few times from a high distance and it hasn't smashed or anything. Here I have my CK utility knife, which just flicks into position, and there's two types of knives there. So we have the Stanley knife. But what's good about this knife is it has another actual sharper utility knife at the front, so it's really good for stripping armoured cable and just cutting things in general. And that just clicks back in position. There we are. Very good knife, better than most because it has a 2-in-1. Here I have the Martindale tester. It's these. Obviously you don't rely on them because they're not 100% accurate. It's a good indication to test live or dead, but I wouldn't rely on it all the time because you want to use the fluke testers. Here we are, front of these, the fluke T5 1000 I have here, and then so we do it, test for volts, test for amps, test for resistance, and turn it off like that. There's about £150 off Screwfix, I think I bought them. Next, moving on, I have my cutters, CK croppers. These are brilliant for cutting through and stripping cable, and great tool. Next we have my pliers, and here's my side cutters, all Knipex. Knipex are found to be a really good tool brand, just make the best of everything really, and these cutters just nice for stripping twin and earth and cutting tie ropes and just cutting cable. Next we have the pliers here, also the Knipex normal combination pliers. Those are the long nose, insulated to 1000 volts. Next I have the Stanley Fatmax tin snips, which is great for cutting through thin pieces of metal such as ceiling grids. Got those a lot in commercial, just cut out a piece of the ceiling grid to put your conduit through or anything. And then we have the Milwaukee 5-meter tape measure, and what I like about this tape measure is the fact that it's magnetic. So when you're trying to reach into far distances and there's some metal at the where you want to get to, it's just perfect because you can just clip it on with a magnet. And then here's my Allen key set. This one is the Sabercut Allen key set. To be honest with Allen keys, you don't really need an expensive set. As long as you have all the sizes you need, that's about it. But what I like about these is they're in a pack, in a set, so obviously they're all kept together and you know when you've lost one. I like how they're just kept all together rather than separately in your box. Next part is the Knipex Cobras. By far the best pair of grips that you'll find, I think, in my opinion. I've tried the Stanley grips, which I have in my box as well, somewhere in here, which generally the Knipex are just the best at the moment. These Stanley ones, they're bigger, more bulky, and they just don't grip on as well. This is what the Knipex do. These Knipex, I think they're the 10-inch ones, and they're brilliant for gripping onto everything. Here I have two of my files here. They are, what brand are they? Rolson is the brand. Just some cheap brand, not too expensive, but they did the job. I got the flat one and the curved edge one as well. Next, into the middle section of my box, first you've got the glasses, good for grinding and put them on when I'm drilling, anything like that. Good pair there, not a good pair, but yep. Next, WD-40, just spray this on my tools every now and again when they're getting a bit stiff. Then we have the Stanley Fatmax pad saw. Next we have the Draper bolster chisel. I have 2 of these. There's the first one, and the second one is here. 2 different sizes. That's the smaller version. It's good for chasing out walls. Here I have the bolster screwdriver. This is the Stanley one. Decent for if you want to get into tighter spaces than the bolster chisel. Yeah, just whack a hammer on that. Just get that in there. Along with my hammers, Stanley Fat Max hammer. Had this since the start. Just does the job. And we'll have my lump hammer in here as well. Stanley Fat Max lump hammer as well. Now this one, the issue with this is I bought it not knowing I bought the 1500 gram one, so a bit heavy to keep in the box and it weighs down the box a bit. So if I was going to buy it again, I'd probably buy the 750 gram one because it just weighs your tool bag down really. And then the last bit in this section, I have a few stubby screwdrivers. This one's a security bit screwdriver. It's good for getting into tight spaces. And I'll leave ones here. It's a flat bit one. You can have 5 of those in total. It's good if you want to get into a tight space when you can't use your bigger screwdriver. And then in the last part, my toes, I've got the biggest Stanley Fat Max grips, which it's good to have 2 pairs of grips really. Got my conduit CPC cutters, so I've got in plastic conduit. Does the job. I have a calculator in here. I don't know why I've got this in there, I can just use my phone, but calculator in there, Casio one. Use that in college as well. I have a plug-in tester. This one, not very expensive, but you don't need an expensive one of these. Then here we have my combination square, set square. I'm backing in some one. Got my other combination square, came in the same pack as that one, also a Magnuson. I think I've got these for about £15 for the 2 of them from Amazon. This one has the level on it as well. It's nice, you can alter it too. Keep that in there. Then I have my hacksaw there, my junior. Let's get these out here. There's the junior hacksaw. Don't really use it a lot, just there in case you need it. Here I have my hacksaw. This one, I don't use it a lot because I use a grinder mostly, but if I don't have access to a grinder, I use the hacksaw. Just for cutting through containment, mainly like tray and trunking. Yep, keep that in there. And lastly, in here, I have my 3 pairs of long screwdrivers. These are the Wearer ones as well. Decent for getting into places where you can't reach or anything like that. Got 3 of those, but yep, this T-stack tote just slots on top of my rest of my T-stack. Can't actually clip it onto the box underneath. Usually you can clip it on with the box under here. Doesn't actually have the clips on. But yeah, it just fits into there. And then I can pull it out and carry it. Pretty heavy, to be honest. But what's great about the T-stack is you can just transport everything all in one rather than carrying around different boxes. Moving on, got my power tools now. This box I've just clipped out of position, slots into there, clips on, got the handle on it, and I keep my impact driver and combi drill in here. This is my impact driver, DeWalt XR brushless impact driver, and the best part of this is I have the Makita magnetic bit on the end. But this bit holder is better than most of the other ones because it has this really strong magnet on the front of it. I'm going to be doing a video about this bit holder. As you can see, I've got a 4-inch screw on the end, and now wobble the driver and the screw doesn't fall off. It's exactly what you want. And I've got my DeWalt 18 volt XR as well, combi drill. This combi drill, very good, I think. One thing I would say is I think the Bosch power tools are probably a bit better than DeWalt ones. What I've seen so far, Bosch seems like the best brand to get for drills. But DeWalt is still a very good one to have. This also has a light which you can change the brightness on it. Alter it there. And yeah, come in this box, which is part of the T-stack. Impact driver and combi drill just both slot in there perfectly. And then in the middle, I just have some drill bits, Bosch drill bits which I can use. These are multi-functional drill bits there, and then the impact driver bits as well. Just get those in the middle. Quite convenient, to be honest, because this slot here was actually for the charger of my my drills. Took the charger out, and then this box of drill bits just fits in the middle perfectly instead. But yeah, those are my impact driver and combi drill in there. And then this box also, the DeWalt T-stack, the top compartment, which I just keep some other bits in there, spade bits in there, or Bosch spade bits. Keep some long screws and just pencils, and here we have some Orbix fixings and just general mix and match fixing tray. And then here we have my also DeWalt, also 18 volt SDS drill. Very decent drill. As I say again, it's probably not as powerful as the Bosch one, because Bosch do a 36 volt one. This is the best SDS drill DeWalt do, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it just slots into the section there, the foam cutout. Here we have the handle to the drill as well, which I've took this off, which I don't like it because it gets in the way when you're getting into tight spaces. Yeah, I used to have it on. Then I've got a DeWalt torch here, which just came with the set when I bought my 18 volt tools. Came with my set there. Didn't really want it, but came with the set, so I have it. Next, I have this Makita SDS bit roll, which rolls up there, and that's just full of all the bits, chisel bits, all the SDS bits which fit into my drill. That's all for my SDS box there. And then here we are. Here is a drawer I have from DeWalt. This is a very good one here, which I just keep this as my fixing tray. Just keep basic fixings in here, which I need. Very handy, saves me a lot of time. So just got everything, most things I need at hand. Got 1.5" 8 screws here. Got a load of those in there. Main screw I use. Electrical tape in that one there. And then some slightly bigger screws there, 2" screws, 3" screws, 2.5s, different ones there. Penny washers, make a nice fixing when you're putting screws down into something. And then some raw plugs, wall plugs, and a box of Wagos. And then that just sits on top of the DeWalt T-stack trolley, just clips into position there. And this one, there it is, trolley. You can get it all on its own, brilliant. One of the best things I've bought. Saves me a lot of hassle with carrying around tools. Just wheels it around. Got the 2 big wheels at the back, the 2 smaller wheels at the front, which you can lock into position. And there, boxes clip all onto there. The DeWalt logo at the front. And we've got the handle here, which you can lock that down there, lock it into position, bring it smaller. What you can also do, which makes this really handy, is you can condense the system down all just into that, rather than having the big trolley transport around, making it harder. Made easier by DeWalt. Just been able to condense it down into that, easy to store it and everything. So yeah, that's all my tools there. My SDS, as I said, in there, the hand tools there, the trolley will transport it all there. Brilliant system. My impact driver and combi drill there, and my fixing tray there. Anyway, this is my tool loadout. I want to keep expanding it in the future, but I've been working now as an apprentice for about nearly a year, and then this is the tool arsenal I've managed to acquire. So yeah, this is my trolley. Wheel it around, keep everything in one place, and I would definitely recommend getting the DeWalt T-stack trolley system. All its boxes just clipped together. And yeah, thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. It's my first video on YouTube, and subscribe for more.